There is always excitement around players as electrifying as Max Clark, and on Saturday, Whitecaps fans flocked to LMCU ballpark to witness him shine on his first ever bobblehead night.
Having the opportunity to have that, it is really cool. So I'm enjoying it. It's going to be a fun Saturday. I know I got friends, family, fiance coming up, so it'll be great.
No matter how much Clark proves it to be the opposite, what he is doing is not easy. He's off to a sensational start in 2025, but that didn't come without a mentality shift this past offseason.
Starting hot was huge. For the first time in my pro ball career, I actually did. But where I'm currently at is huge, and that shift in mentality has helped a lot. I didn't win yesterday. What can I do in order to win today?
Clark's approach is a recipe to success, but not just for him and his Whitecaps teammates. It's for the entire Tigers organization, stemming from high A in West Michigan all the way up to the big leagues.
When you have a winning team and a winning culture and a winning organization where players, coaches, front office staff, GMs, they care about that, it makes coming to work that much easier.
Clark credits a full-on mentality shift to his new way of thinking in 2025, and luckily for him, his major league manager is on that same wavelength.
Having such a dominant team has helped us, all of us, when we have a bad day, just showing up the next day and knowing, okay, another chance. We won yesterday. What can I do to contribute to win today?
We are going to come to the ballpark every day expecting to win. And if you look at this team, we do that, right? What do you guys think when you come to the ballpark is that the Tigers have a chance to win?
And if the bobblehead craze is any example, fans cannot get enough of Clark. That goes with saying he may not be here long. So expect LMCU ballpark to be juiced with fans as long as he's here. Reporting at LMCU ballpark, Ryan Canfield, News 8. Basketball can create friendships that eventually become unbreakable bonds. They didn't know it at the time, but when Xavier Tillman and Christian Rodriguez faced off for the first time in the 4th grade, a lifelong friendship was born.
He was bigger than everybody, so I was like, dang, that's a big kid.
His dad, every Friday, used to take him to get these fire cuts with designs in this area. He had a buzz cut. He looked clean. I'm like, dang. And then he had some game 2 scrappy guard.
As they got older, their basketball futures took them to different places. Xavier to Grand Rapids Christian and then Michigan State University. Christian to Godwin Heights, then to Cornerstone. Even with the distance, the two remained close.
Once all three of us and both of us got back together, it was like, hey, we're still the same, and no time is lost. We talk to each other every other day.
But when the two turned professional, that distance got even farther, around 4,000 miles farther.
No whistle. Knocked down. Tillman.
After graduating, Xavier would head to the NBA and even win a championship with the Boston Celtics. Christian would head overseas and play professionally in Europe. The game they love can give so much good, but at the same time, cause immense hardship.
But in Austria, I ended up breaking my ankle right after the new year, and it kind of set me back a little. I came back home, and that's when I got back with X.
Back in the U.S., the Celtics could not find a spot for Xavier in their rotation. He sat more than he played in 2025.
Once I played at the beginning of the year for the first 2 weeks, but after that, I really didn't see the court a lot.
The two faced that adversity the only way they knew how, finding a gym and getting work in together.
I got the text from him saying he was coming home. And me being a friend of his who was, one of his biggest fans, I was like, okay, well, let's not sit around. Come out here and let's train and let's prepare. And I was kind of like, this was a really good workout. And he was like, oh, thanks, bro. And I called my mom. Later that day, and I was like, Mom, I think I really want him to train me. She was like, well, if you know what you want, do it. And so, I asked him, hey, can you be my trainer? And he was like, what does that entail? And I was like, I'm gonna need you to stay with me.
It was a no-brainer for Christian, as he and his family moved to Boston so he could train Tillman full-time. Christian knows what's best for Xavier if he wants to meet his goal of an additional 5 to 10 years in the association, pushing him to the limit. With his front row seat, Christian predicts something that the Celtics will find out in due time. Tillman will be a big part of Boston's future.
Being able to see the amount of work that's put behind the scenes, and then when it's time to come to the game and it happens, because it's going to happen when he gets out there, it's going to be like, wow, all right, you did it. Now you still got to do some more.
In Byron Center, Ryan Canfield, News 8. Only 2 teams remain in the battle for the USHL, the Waterloo Blackhawks and the hometown Muskegon Lumberjacks. And this is a series that NHL front offices will have their eyes draped all over it. And a performance in the Clark Cup final can change lives with the NHL draft looming.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of eyes on the final. We're the only 2 teams left, and there's a lot of people watching. So, showing up in those moments is a huge thing for a guy's career.
I think the greatest step in these young athletes' journey and development path is to win and to hopefully win a championship.
Prior to Game 1 of this series, it had been 24 days between losses for the Jacks, meaning 2 sweeps in the conference semis and final. But adversity finally hit in Game 1 when Waterloo took it 8-5.
You go through a tough Game 1, but then you're able to respond, and it's a credit to our leadership group, but then also just the resilience and, like I said, the emotional maturity. Our guys are able to respond when bad things happen, and I think that's really important in a playoff series and within a playoff game.
But even with the Game 1 loss, momentum swung their way in Game 2, winning it 4-1.
Dropped that first game, and then it's reset and focused on Game 2, and we did our job, and now we're just focused on Game 3.
Now this is a final that Trinity Health Arena has not seen in quite some time. We talked to head coach Parker Burgess. His message to fans: stand up and be loud.
I think we've had great support throughout playoffs and throughout the season. We have diehard fans, we have great sponsors, season ticket holders, and my message to all our fans is just be loud, support the boys. There's only 2 teams playing right now, and we're very grateful that we're one of them, and we're just enjoying every day together and making the most of it and being purposeful and chomping at the bit to get to Friday.
Reporting in Muskegon, Ryan Canfield, News 8. It's that time of year for West Michigan to welcome back some of the best female golfers in the world here at Blythefield Country Club at the Meyer LPGA Classic. And lucky for the fans, they'll get to see former winner Lexi Thompson back in action.
I always say, even if I'm not playing a full schedule, like I said last year, that this is one of my favorites, and I will always make it back here if I can. So it's just a lot of love once I come to Grand Rapids.
About a year ago, Thompson announced that she'd be stepping away from the tour full-time and seek a more balanced life. Her plan since has been to select the tournaments that she'd be playing in.
The way I feel coming into this week, it's a very more relaxed atmosphere for me. The fan support's great, and I just feel genuinely happy to be here, and I think that helps me out on the golf course. And when I made the announcement, I just said that I wasn't going to be playing a full schedule and just kind of dialing it back and pick and choose the tournaments that I really enjoy and that I love the fans at and the sponsors. So this was definitely one of them.
Thompson says the fan interaction and atmosphere makes Blythefield Country Club a regular stop.
The fans are unbelievable, and really just how Meyer supports us and supports the community. It's just an honor to be here.
And you'll remember Thompson was inches away from winning in 2024, and she'll look for her 12th career LPGA victory in Belmont. I'm Ryan Canfield, News 8.